In today's Honey What's Cooking, we are making chapli kebab. Who doesn't like chapli kebab? They are such a trademark of Pakistani cuisine, especially from the KPK side. I know people who are visiting Pakistan for the first time, the thing that they would ask to taste is chapli kebab because this kebab is so unique to the region. I'm following a recipe. There is just a slight twist, and I'll tell you what that is. I've got a kilogram of minced beef. Now, so the thing with the beef that we have to use, the minced beef that we have to use for chapli kebab, it should have about 25 to 30% of fat content in it. I didn't have that much of fat content in the meat that I'm using today, but I did preserve or reserve the fatty shreds that I had in the meat. If you can get beef with the fat, 25 to 30% of the total quantity, that's perfect. Then there is a long array of spices and herbs. We will start off with 2 tablespoons of red chili flakes, 2 tablespoons of dried pomegranate powder, 2 teaspoons of salt or salt to taste. I've got 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. I've got 2 teaspoons full of ajwain, which is carom seeds. I've got a teaspoonful of black pepper. It's crushed, not powdered. And I've got 2 teaspoons full of allspice mix, garam masala. I've got a large tomato diced. I've got a cupful of coriander. I've got about 10 chilies, the ones that are really hot, the Thai hybrid that we call them over here, finely sliced and chopped. I've got a teacup full of maize flour, makai ka atta. I've got 2 eggs. I've got crushed coriander, which is 2 tablespoons, heaped tablespoons. I'll be using tomatoes, slices, when I fry the chapli kebab patties. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to scramble fry 2 eggs without any spices, and I'm going to add that into the keema mix. So let's get cooking for chapli kebab. Honestly, I'm too excited making chapli kebabs. I missed out on a very essential ingredient, which is chopped onions. I've got 2 large onions chopped, and as I told you that I'll be using scrambled egg, 2 scrambled eggs without any seasoning. Start off by adding the onions. You can do it in any order that you want to. The scrambled egg, because these are the 2 ingredients that I forgot to mention. These are actually sitting in the refrigerator. I didn't want them to be extra moist. The red chili flakes, the pomegranate powder, salt to taste, cumin powder. In goes the ajwain seeds, crushed black pepper, garam masala powder. Next comes the maize flour, makai ka atta. Let's give it a mix and then carry on with the rest of the ingredients. By adding the onions. You can do it in any order that you want to. The scrambled egg, because these are the 2 ingredients that I forgot to mention. These were actually sitting in the refrigerator. I didn't want them to be extra moist. The red chili flakes, the pomegranate powder, salt to taste, cumin powder. In goes the ajwain seeds, crushed black pepper, garam masala powder. Next comes the maize flour, makai ka atta. Let's give it a mix and then carry on with the rest of the ingredients. Moving on with the rest of the ingredients, 2 eggs. Again, eggs and maize flour are going to be the binding agents. That way, hopefully, the kebabs won't split when we are cooking them. Green chilies, chopped. Dry coriander, crushed. and the chopped fresh green coriander. Now, what I'm not going to add at this point of time are the chopped tomatoes. I'm just being overly cautious. I don't want the tomatoes to be too juicy and make it difficult for the kebabs to take a certain shape and form. Just before we fry, I will add and mix the chopped tomatoes to this. Coming back to another mix. So now the kebab mix is nicely mixed, and the best way to honestly do it is with your bare hands. That's how it works best. So this is going to sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and after that we will start making the kebabs. Typically these are fried in animal fat, so like if you're using beef, you would want some sort of fat, either beef fat or lamb fat, that you will use to fry these kebabs in. If you were doing that, you would have about a considerable quantity of the fat in chunks, about 1 kilogram. You would leave it on the stove in a frying pan and let it melt and cook till the time the chunks have browned and there is liquid fat in the frying pan, and that's when you would cook the kebabs in that. But we are going to use normal cooking oil, but just in case you want to do it the very traditional way, that's when you would use the animal fat. Now this is going to sit in the fridge for 30 minutes, and before I fry these, I'm going to add my chopped tomatoes, and we are going to garnish it before frying with some tomato slices. So the chapli kebab mincemeat mix has been sitting in the refrigerator for about half an hour. I will now go on to add the chopped tomatoes, and see, this is what I not wanted, the juice and the moisture from the tomatoes to mush it up. So good thing that we are waiting till the final step. So now the final step, that's the making of the kebab patty. A little bit of water on my hand, and I'm taking a measure of a spoonful. So I've got a spoonful of minced meat mixed with all the spices for the kebab. You have to make a tight patty, so the moisture on the hand kind of helps that. So, and I'm going to put a slice of tomato. That's how I've seen chapli kebab traditionally. For that, I will place a slice of tomato on my hand and take the patty and press it down. You could do the shape that you want to, square, round. I just follow the pattern of my palm actually. So my chapli kebabs are usually a bit elongated, and I like that. They taste wonderful. Let's hope these do too. So now the kebab is ready for frying. So I've got some cooking oil in a frying pan. It should be hot enough. And the way to do it, since we have the slice of the tomato, that goes face down. And while this baby cooks, we'll get another kebab. So there we have 2 chapli kebabs frying away. So there I've flipped off the kebabs, and the small miracle here is that the tomatoes are still intact. So I've flipped off the kebabs once more. See, they're nicely browned. They're pretty much done, and I will take them out. So the kebab is nicely done on both sides, and the tomato, which is slipping off, let's put it back into place, and has a nice caramel to it. There we go. And we have another batch just about ready. And one more from this batch.